Good morning. My name is Jasdeep and I am here to conduct your IELTS speaking today. So, what's your full name?
My full name is Harmanjot Singh, but you can call me Harman.
Okay, can I see your ID?
Of course, here is the passport that I used to register for this test.
Where are you from?
I'm from Gurdaspur, but I'm currently living in Batala with my family.
Do you work or study?
I'm a student. I've recently passed my 12th grade from Government Model School, Chandigarh.
Okay. Now I will ask you some personal experience questions and you have to answer in one or two lines. Do you often read books?
Yes, I do read books more often nowadays. I've developed the habit of reading at least 15 minutes before going to bed.
Are your reading habits different than in the past?
Yes, definitely. In the past, I used to read only because of my academic system. But nowadays, I've developed a great habit, and I usually read a lot of books.
Have you ever read a book that has been adapted into film?
Yes, I remember in fifth grade we had a novel that was named Around the World in 80 Days. And I remember I was watching television and suddenly this film popped up with the same title, and I was amazed when I saw the entire movie.
What do you prefer, reading books and watching movies?
Well, I do prefer reading books. I'm the kind of person who likes to imagine things. So whenever I'm reading books or going through the different information in the page, I like to create stuff. I like to imagine how the scene would have been rather than consuming anything that is displayed in a movie.
Let's talk about drinking water. Do you think we should drink a lot of water?
Well, I believe that water is necessary for life, and yes, we should drink enough water. And people who don't drink enough, I've seen a lot of changes that have been detrimental towards them.
How often you drink water?
Well, I'm the kind of person who doesn't drink water that often, but I make sure that whenever I drink loads of it. Anything that would be like 2 glasses of water at a time.
Do you drink bottled water or water from machines?
Well, this has come to my knowledge that the water from purifiers does have added minerals to it that are necessary for body functions. So I do prefer water from purifiers or machines.
What kind of water do you like to drink?
Well, I like the water that has a sweet tinge to it. I remember that in my hometown, the soil had a lot of calcium due to which the water had turned a little sweet, and I like that.
Okay. Now I will ask you one general topic and you have to prepare it for 1 minute and speak it for 2 minutes. And your topic is describe a time when you shared something with others. You can use pencil and paper for preparing notes. Okay, Herman, you can start.
Okay. So, describing a time when I shared something with others. Well, this dates back to a year prior when I started reading books. I started reading a book that was named The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. It was written by Arthur Conan Doyle, and I was very much into mysterious kind of stories. And I found out that this character was someone who was always related to crime and who would identify different objects that were not really visible but would always come up with such conclusions that were very logical. So I was very much fascinated by this novel and I wanted to read it. I remember that I got a text from my friend who reached out to me as he wanted to start reading as well, as he found this habit very much informative and beneficial for him. So I decided to lend him this book. So the system would be like, I would have the book for a week and I would read a few chapters, then I would lend the book to him and he would do the same, and we would have a single day when we would sit together and just talk about what we had learned from the novel. And yes, it was a great experience. There were some ups and downs when I was very much afraid that he would lose the book and he wouldn't care for it. Maybe he would tear out some pages, but he was very kind with it and always cared for it. And that was a lesson that I learned, that lending something is a very great job, and along with that it teaches you a lot. Sharing things with others is a life lesson, and people really need to share, as we live in a social community, and we always need to learn qualities such as these.
Okay, Herman. Now I will ask you some general questions on the basis of your cue card topic. So, do you like to share?
Yes, I do like sharing things with others. Most of the times, whenever I share some things, it's basically with my friends. I've shared a few things with my family members, such as books as well.
What are the consequences if children don't like to share?
Well, I believe that when children are isolated, they are not really into sharing things with others. That's the time they really lack on learning these qualities. I believe that sharing is really important, and it teaches you a lot about how your life is, and how you need to share and keep record of others. So yeah, when children don't really share things, that's where they lack in life.
How do you feel about sharing accommodations with others on campus?
Well, I believe that this is a very serious situation whenever you are sharing some accommodation, living together with other people who you don't really know much about. That's a very serious topic, but I believe that this is a situation that people can really learn from, as these are real life situations, and people really need to learn from these.
How could parents and teachers teach young children to share?
Well, I believe that whenever children are put in real life situations, that's when they can learn these qualities. I believe that in schools, children can be taught to share pens or pencils with each other, and along with that, they can be assigned different assignments and projects that can be done in groups. That's how they can learn to share, and along with that, lend things to each other.
Do people in your country prefer to share public transport or do they prefer to use public transport?
Well, I believe that in my country, people usually you usually share when using a public transport, because I believe that people in my country are very much into sharing and caring. They believe that they are social beings and they can't live alone. That is why they don't believe in an independent existence, and they like to share things with each other.
Do many people in your country share their home with others or do they mostly live alone?
Well, most of the families in my country are joint families, so they do believe in sharing a lot. As in a single house, there are about 10 to 12 people, so sharing and caring is something that is a necessity when a large number of people are living in a single house. So, yes, people do like to share with each other, be it any accommodation.
Do you think there are any advantages to sharing your home with other people?
Yes, I do believe that, because when you share accommodation with other people, you also divide the responsibilities that come along with that. May it be taking care of the groceries, or making sure that the garden is all set up. May it be cleaning the house, or getting things or milk products from the market. Everything can be divided, and these responsibilities are not really isolated to a single group of people.
Would you ever share your food with someone else?
Well, yes, in certain situations when I do feel that someone else is needy, or whenever I feel that sharing would really benefit me in an emotional way, I would really like to share food with others.
Okay, Herman, here is an end of your IELTS speaking. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.